this part is about getting the path of the current path of the program files. In my case, I save the files in this folder, and I want the programs to know this folder so that later it is going to create subfolders to download the zip file and to hold the SAS data sets. So to do that, I will run this, and I'm going to show the details by right-click and select this. So that way it is going to show me the sub-steps in this macro, in this getThisPath macro. So I'm going to make it more drastic, so I'm going to hide the rest of the branches and focus on the details of this macro step by step. So I can right-click and collapse all these, and so descendants. So I'm going to focus on this part. All right, so the next is that I'm going to put this diagram side by side with the SAS program. In my case, I'm going to use the enterprise guide. So the first step in this macro, so this is the macro, is to initialize the vars, the variables. So the local variables are going to be used within this macro, and also there is a global one, which is to hold the final pass. So in my case, the final pass should be the string like this. Okay, so this is the first step. The second is that it is going to try both ways to get either the name and the path of this program file in case that like I'm using the SAS enterprise guide, or it is going to get the name and path of the SAS file in case I'm going to use the in case that I'm using the SAS environment. So in both ways, in the two situations, I'm going to use different functions. Like to get this SAS program file, I'm going to use this function, which is called the SAS. I think it is called the execution file path, to get the name and the path of this file. But that's too much, right? Because not only that I have the path, also I have a trailing name of this program file, which is not required. So the way to get the path only is to have the file path, which is actually is not a file path, it's the path plus name first, and then I'm going to get the program name, which is this part. So then I'm going to deduct or deduct this part from the full string to have the path. So that's basically how it works out. So if I am using this SAS environment, then I'm going to use these two variables to get the name and the path and name alone. And then I'm going to use the next step to truncate the name, the file name from the name plus path, so that I'm going to have the path, right? So that's what I'm going to do if it is the SAS file. So on the other hand, if I am using if I'm using the SAS enterprise guide, then I'm going to use this function. This is called the client project path, which is to have the name and the path of this project file. And the same trick, then we're going to have the name of that. And then with this string and this string, I'm going to subtract the name file from the string to have the path of that. So basically this part is going to do the same trick. All right. So if I am using the SAS program, it is going to return, this is the path name and the path of the program file, which is this, right? Which is this, yeah. And then I'm also going to have the name of this program file. So I'm going to remove this part from the string to have the final pass. So this is when I'm running the program file. So when I'm running the enterprise guide, so I am going to have this string, which is the name and the path of this program file. And also I'm going to have the name of this, the name and the path of this project file. And also I'm going to have the name of this project file. So I'm going to remove this part from the string to have the final path. Okay, so the next step is to determine which path to use. So if I'm using the enterprise guide, then as I said that I will have the path from the project file name and the path. So I will have this project path, right? So if I'm using the SAS program, I'm gonna have the path from the program side, but not from this project side. So anyway, so it is like an either or. So either that I get a value for this project path, in case I'm using EG, or I'm going to have a program path if I'm using SAS program environment. All right. So either this one or this one. So one of the value will be null, the other will not. So this part is to determine which variable is having a null value, which one is not, and to determine the current path. So in my case, I'm using this enterprise guide, so I'm going to have a string like this. And note that so there is a trailing backslash here, which is a problem, so I should remove this part. So the last one in this macro is to remove the trailing backlash in the path string. Is that a backlash or backslash? I think it is backslash or whatever. So I'm going to remove this. So the line here, so it says that if the last character of the string is a backslash, then I'm going to remove it. So basically it's going to do that. And that's how this macro works out to have the current path.